Friends and family, James and Tula are delighted that you have come here today to be with them on this very special occasion. They would really like you to be present in the moment and not drift off into cyberspace. So please switch off your phones or put them on silent. A professional photographer is making a record of this ceremony, and those photographs will be available online for free in the very near future. Firstly, an acknowledgement of country. We meet on the lands of the Wurundjeri people. We respect and honour their elders past, present and future, and acknowledge the stories and traditions and living cultures of the Wurundjeri and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples on this land, and commit to supporting their struggle for justice. Thank you. Please be seated. Hello everyone, welcome to the wedding of James and Tula. It's great to see you all here, renewing the bonds of family and friendship. James and Tula would like to particularly thank Tula's children, Eleni and Nikos, who have travelled here from Greece for the wedding, and well, of course, Tula, who also travelled here from Greece for the wedding. And that's fairly important too. And she only arrived 3 days ago, so we're glad she made it. Tula's sister Nikki will be acting as an interpreter at a couple of points during the ceremony. My name is David Winderlich, and in case you haven't already guessed, I have the privilege of being their authorised marriage celebrant today. Who presents Jim and Tula to be wed?
We do.
We do.
Before I begin, James and Tula will light their candles and join hands in accordance with Greek custom. Friends and family, every wedding is a story, but this one is a movie, a great epic Netflix soap. Let me outline the plot. There were two childhood sweethearts in a small Greek village. Times were hard, and many migrated to faraway places like Australia. Villages, families, and childhood sweethearts were separated by these tides of history. Childhood sweethearts like Jim and Tula. Imagine how Tula and Jim felt as they waved goodbye, never expecting to see each other again. Years passed. They got married to other people, built careers. Jim as a builder in Melbourne and Tula as a museum curator in Athens. More years passed. Jim got divorced and Tula's husband tragically died in a traffic accident. Life can be so sad. But then they got in touch again and started writing and started visiting. And here we are today. Two childhood sweethearts, reunited. Life can be so wonderful. And now a reading by Tula's friend Nikki.
The earth turned to bring us closer. It spun on itself and within us, and finally joined us together in this dream, as written in the symposium. Nights passed by, snowfalls and solstices, time passed in minutes and millennia. An ox cart that was on its way to Nineveh arrived in Nebraska. A rooster was singing some distance from the world in one of the 1,000 pre-lives of our fathers. The earth was spinning with its music, carrying us on board. It didn't stop turning a single moment, as if so much love, so much that's miraculous, was only an adagio written long ago in the symposium score.
Thank you. The monotum is a part of the ceremony that is required under the Marriage Act. And in this case, because Tula does not speak English, it's going to be a little more complicated than usual. So just bear with us. So the way we'll do this is I will read it out in English, Nikki will read it out in Greek, so Tula can hear it, and we'll proceed in that way. Tula and Jim don't need to recite this one, but it's important that Tula understands it. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Please translate for Tula.
I am duly authorised by law to solemnize marriages according to law.
Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses,
Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses,
I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter.
I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now to enter.
Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others.
Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others.
Voluntarily entered into for life.
Voluntarily entered into for life.
Thank you. Do you, James, present yourself here today to be joined in marriage with Tula? Please say, I do.
I do.
Do you, Tula, present yourself here today to be joined in marriage with James? Please repeat after me, I do. Could you translate, please? Do you, Tula,
Do you, Tula,
present yourself here today
present yourself here today
to be joined in marriage with James?
to be joined in marriage with James?
If so, answer I do.
If so, answer I do.
I do.
The following vows are also required under the Marriage Act, and Nikki will interpret for us. This gets quite complicated, as you will see, but we'll start with Jim, so Tula gets the general idea, and Nikki gets the general idea, and I'm sure it'll work out just fine. First, Jim, repeat after me. I call upon the persons here present
I call upon the persons here present
to witness
to witness
that I, James Stephen Peters,
that I, James Stephen Peters,
take thee,
take thee,
Tula Christa Christakis,
take thee, Tula Christa Christakos,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Could you just repeat that for Tula, please?
I call upon the persons gathered here today, be here present to witness that I, James Stephen Peters, take thee, Tula Christa Christakos, to be my lawful wedded wife.
And now for Tula. I call upon the persons here present to witness.
I call upon the persons here present to witness.
Please repeat.
I call upon the persons here present to witness
I call upon the persons here present to witness
That I, Tula Christa Christakis,
that I, Tula Christa Christakos,
that I, Tula Christa Christakos,
that I, Tula Christa Christakos,
take thee, James Stephen Peters,
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 to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Thank you, Nikki. A ring is an unbroken circle with ends that have been joined together, and it represents your union. It is a symbol of infinity and of your infinite love. When you look at these rings on your fingers, be reminded of this moment, your commitment, and the love you now feel for each other. Jim and Tula will now exchange rings and ask each other to accept their ring. Once again, Nikki will help. Going to exchange the rings. Jim, I'll just read your vow for you to repeat to Tula. Your statement with the ring. I circled the world and back again to be with you.
I circled the world and back again to be with you.
I circled the world and back again to be with you.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
And if you can now recite to Tula the vow she's going to make. The circle of our life was broken.
The circle of our life was broken.
The circle of our life was broken.
The circle of our life is broken.
Now the ends of our lives have come together.
Now the ends of our lives have come together.
Now the ends of our lives have come together.
Now the ends of our lives have come together.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
Please accept this ring as a symbol of my infinite love for you.
Family and friends, I now present Jim and Tula as husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. And now the newlyweds and their two witnesses will sign the register. The register consists of the official and commemorative marriage certificates. Nikki, could you again explain to Tula what's about the signing of the register?
Of course. The newlyweds are going to sign the register. The register consists of the official and commemorative marriage certificates, and the witnesses will sign the register, and so will the king.
So, John, if you could come forward as well. So you have to sign. First, we'll get Jim, and for Tula, if you could sign first, please. So here and here, except you only sign once. And for Tula, could you sign here?
You're going to sign here.
And Nikki, can you sign here? Like that. And John, can you sign here? And that's the commemorative marriage certificate, but we're also going to have the official marriage certificate, which is here. Jim, can you sign here? And for Tula, can you sign here? Right there. And John, can you sign here? Yep. And Nikki, can you sign here? Thank you, everybody. Just come together again. Thank you all for coming. An informal wedding reception will be held at the Athenaeum Club from 1:30 p.m. Photographs and selfies outside in a few minutes, but we're just not quite finished. Jim and Tula, you loved each other, you lost each other, and amazingly you have found each other again. Enjoy your new life together. Congratulations. I present you as husband and wife.